Hello there. Well, it's Monday, but it's last Monday before Christmas, so long weekends are coming up, and that's just great. Love it when Christmas is either on the weekend or lines up with it. Anyway, let's get to the chase. It's the 18th, so there we go. Let's crack it open. Huh. It's a blue cap. Does that mean it's Blue Buck? I think Blue Buck's got a blue cap. Yep, it's Blue Buck. So, this is pretty much Phillips's normal flagship beer. It's a pale ale. It's always open season to bag a few of these session ales. Bronze in color, this medium-bodied beer is characterized by distinct Northwest hops and complemented by a robust malt flavor. The result? A well-balanced and highly drinkable ale with a crisp finish. No ruminant mammals were harmed in the brewing of this beer. Okay, so Blue Buck's an old beer by Phillips. It's a very... Wait, I gotta use it right. There we go. So Blue Buck's an old beer by Phillips. It's very common. You can get it in any bar in BC these days. Even like you go in the middle of nowhere, there's going to be Blue Buck on tap, pretty much. It's very common. It just shows how big the craft beer industry has gotten. It's the point where they are kind of mainstream now. But, whatever. Now, I used to not like Blue Buck, and I think they changed the recipe. But I like it now. Quite a bit. It also used to be called Blue Truck Ale. I remember that. And then it turns out Phillips was actually sued by the makers of Red Truck beer, and they won. So Phillips had to change it to Blue Buck. And now Phillips Blue Buck is sold in pretty much every bar in the greater Vancouver area, while Red Truck is just sort of there. I don't really know anyone who says they like it. I never had it myself, but Phillips is clearly the clear winner in this situation despite losing that lawsuit. Anyway, so as it said, it is bronzy in color. I'd say more of an amber. That's the word I would use, but I'd use amber all the time for beers this color. It's got a mild hop scent, and a bit of malt sweetness under that. It's well balanced. It's fairly mild in both those scents. Yeah, it tastes like a pretty typical pale ale. It's certainly got a prominent... The hops are certainly prominent, but they're not powerful like, say, the India Pale Ale, IPA. They're there, they're noticeable, but they don't they don't assault your taste buds. So this is a mild ale in the end. But, there's always got to be a mild ale somewhere. And this is a very good one. It's perfectly balanced between the hops and the malt. The malt is still there, and it's still balancing things out. Yeah, so I've already had Blue Buck like a million times in my life. Just like Hop Circle. I would say if you're first starting to get into craft beer, that this is probably the best one for you to start out with to see if you want to dip your toes into it. Not only for the accessibility, but because it's not really too powerful or too exotic. It's very... honestly, if you drink it, you're probably like, okay, this is kind of like one of the normal beers I'd have. But it's still different enough and well made enough that it can act as kind of a hook for you to try more things. Or even if you just want to have Blue Buck, it's great. It's still a great beer. And it's great that it's available pretty much anywhere nowadays. And it's crisp, refreshing. So you can have this on a hot day. It maybe like on hot days, almost any beer is good, but this one would taste especially good on a hot day, and I know for certain it does. I've had it many, many times on a hot day. So there's really not too much to add about it. In summary, Blue Buck is a mild pale ale, but a very well balanced one with a very good flavor. I used to dislike it maybe 5 years ago, but I'm pretty sure they changed something in the recipe, or I got a skunked one. So if you had a bad experience maybe 5, 6 years ago, try it again. I think you might like it. And if you don't, well, that's fine. At least you tried. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now. Have a great day now. Cheers.